Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Markets Podcast. It is Friday, August the 29th, 2025. Stock market has been open for about 30 minutes. And all I'm going to say is what a crappy start to the market. I don't know why, but I think there were people that maybe expected the PCE numbers to come in better than what the analyst expectations were. Instead, they came in right in line. And that sort of accelerated all of the conversation, all of the talk about inflation and tariffs. And then things started to the downside a little bit. Looked like they were going to bump up just a little bit right in the early goings. And then, I mean, we're still early. It's still very early in the market. But then literally in the last 5 minutes, the Dow went below 100, but now it looks like maybe it's coming back a little bit. The NASDAQ was almost 200 down. Maybe it did touch 200 points down when I wasn't looking, and then the S&P down 30. None of these, even the NASDAQ at 0.8%, is not like a ridiculous, crazy, overdone, overblown sell-off. It's not something that, unless you saw that 3, 4, 5 days in a row, you wouldn't get real worked up about the NASDAQ being down 0.8%. 0.25% on the Dow is almost a nothing burger. But it sucks more because a couple of our trades that we have open are just doing, they're not going far enough in a direction we need them to, or they're going the opposite of what we would like them to. So it's just kind of a crappy morning as it relates to our open trades. The PCE numbers, like I said, highest since February. That's a concern. It came in line exactly with what the expectations were. I don't know if you can see this on your screen, but every single line item, month over month, the estimate was 0.4. It came in at 0.4. PCE expenditures, consumption expenditures, month over month, projected 0.5, came in 0.5. Month over month PC index 0.2, 0.2, it just goes on 2.6, 2.6 on the year over year, 2.9, 2.9 on the core. I can't remember a time where I've seen all of these numbers come in exactly where the expectation was. It's rare to not see one of those numbers just a little bit higher, a little bit low. It did add a little bit of fuel to the Fed watch as far as a rate cut in September. One gentleman that is a regular guest, an analyst who is a regular guest on Fox Business in the Morning, Kenny Polcari. A lot of you know who he is. For the first time I can remember, I heard Kenny Polcari say that he believes there will likely be a cut in September, and at least one additional cut before the year is over. So that would be either the October or the December meeting. Right now, October, 99% or 95% showing that we'll be down lower than where we are right now, and December, same thing. So that might be the one little bit of good thing that came from that report this morning, is that it has increased the betting odds that we'll get a rate cut in September. And it didn't have to do with a high inflation number. It had to do with some labor weakness and the PCE numbers. So we'll see what happens there. You can see now the NASDAQ has gone down more than 200 points, almost 1% down. And I think that's the lowest the Dow has been on the day. So I don't know if we're going to get a turnaround today. There are some times on days like this where I think, yeah, it's early. There's a good chance we could get a turnaround. Were it not for the Labor Day weekend that is upon us, I would say there's a good chance that we get some type of a turnaround, and you see this, a little more optimism come into the market. It's not going to happen today. It's just plain and simply not going to happen today. Forget about what the large cap, the large money brokers are doing today. It's the individuals like you and I that don't want to be burdened by things going into the weekend. And a lot of people are going to liquidate positions and just say, I'm out, I'm on the sidelines for the weekend. we'll jump back in on Tuesday morning when the markets open back up. So that I think is going to keep this from turning. And that's not to say it couldn't bounce a little bit from Dow's now down 200. It's not to say the Dow couldn't come back a little bit from being 200 down. NASDAQ couldn't come back a little bit from being 230 points down. I just don't see it happening today. I don't see a big turnaround of any kind. Now, that leaves us with some decisions that we've got to make, and some of these decisions we've got to do pretty quickly. I'm not overly concerned about a couple of our trades. NVIDIA, I hope it continues to drift down. We will put out something. Be watching Discord, because I'm going to put out something on Discord within the next hour. We will do something with NVIDIA. I keep hoping it will drop a little bit more. I think it's almost at its lowest point of the day right now. I show NVIDIA currently down. No, its lowest point of the day was 173.76. It's not far off of that right now. So we'll do something with NVIDIA soon. The biggest loser in my portfolio, I really thought after yesterday things were looking good on Meta, and Meta is down $12 a share today. Our Meta trade was just completely blown up with this move down today. I'm getting crushed on Meta. There's two options, two choices, no pun intended, two choices we have on Meta. We can take, we've got an in the money bull call that's here at 745, 750. It's 100% out of the money now, meaning that if we just let it go today, it loses 100% of its value. We've got to roll Meta out, or we could take the 750 short call and roll it down probably to 742.50. But then if Meta rebounds through the day, then we're in a little bit trouble there. I think the better adjustment to make with Meta is going to be, and I might be able to bring it on the screen in just a second here. I think what we're going to have to do with Meta is roll it out 1 week and reverse the position of the long and the short option. So the long option becomes our 750 and the short option becomes our 745. And then with a holiday shortened week next week, hopefully Meta doesn't rebound right back up over 745. Give me 1 second. I think I can bring this on the screen for you. Bear with me a moment here. There we go. So this is what we could do with Meta. Hopefully that's big enough on your screen. We would sell to close the 745 long, buy to close the 750 short, and roll it straight out, and then sell to open a 745 and buy to open a 750. That would bring us in something in the neighborhood of a 250 to 260 credit, and then that dramatically decreases how much we would lose on the trade if we got to the end of the week next week and that expired worthless. Right now, we get crushed if we don't do anything on that. So I think that is what we probably need to do with Meta. Don't do anything yet. When I finish this presentation, I'll send something out on Discord with specifics on what we want to do with Meta. AMD is down today. Our short option will expire worthless on AMD. Not too worried about that. It'll come back in the next week or so. We might end up having to roll that one out one more time. That long option. Palantir down, but I'm not too worried about that. It's really just right now today. Home Depot, I'm allowing the 2 short options to expire worthless on Home Depot. We'll add 2 new short options to the long options that we have on Home Depot at the beginning of next week. Boy, CrowdStrike was up earlier in the midst of everything else being down, and now it's down $9 a share. The sell-off could accelerate, folks. Don't be shocked if the sell-off. I mean, it already has just in the time I've been on, but don't be surprised if it accelerates a little bit more, just with some nervousness and some profit taking and some holiday, going into the holiday. That's just what a lot of people like to do. All right, we'll take care of Meta and NVIDIA with adjustments coming right up. I don't think we have anything. Oh, Tesla, our Tesla options are going to expire. If you're still in Tesla, I might roll Tesla out one more week as well, but if you don't see something on Discord, it means I'm just going to allow Tesla to expire. It's a bear call, or excuse me, a bull put spread that is well out of the money. So I can't imagine Tesla dropping another $20 a share today from where it's at. So I may just let that one expire worthless. All right, I'm going to wrap up right there. I'm going to work on these adjustments. Stay tuned to Discord for about the next hour, and I'll have decided what we're going to do on each one of these and send something out. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.